Good morning once again. As part of this series of presentation on the functional module of Epsilon Software Solution, a product of Nati Digital's Computer Software Systems Limited, we want to explain the details about how do we manage our spillage. In simple words, I'm talking about how do we manage what's supposed to constitute a loss to the company based on malfunction or bad product that is supplied by any of our suppliers. So what we're really saying in essence here is that if, for instance, we got a supply of, say, let's take a particular bottles of maybe energy drinks. We have packets of energy drinks, and for whatever reason, we'll identify some items among the drinks or inside the pack that are either expired, in summary, not good for consumption, in which case it's going to constitute a loss to us. What do we do and how do we handle such thing? Welcome once again. Yeah, I was just talking about how we make a presentation on the module, spillage, register, and the consequence actions that will be taken by the system, Epsilon Software Solution. We're saying, let us say the functionalities of this software as relates to registering spillage in our business. I explained earlier, and I want to just recap again. Spillage is the word we use for a situation where we have supplied items from our vendors or external supplier, where we have defects in some of the items which we already purchased with the intention of selling. And let's take an example, any of our drinks. If I go specific, let me even say ordinary bottled water. For whatever reason, the supplier has given us bottled water in cartons, and we've paid for what has been supplied, only for us to discover in the process of distributing those items to our various selling points, which we refer to as bar, that some of those bottled water are either half empty or half full, in which case it seems as if it was properly cooked, or for whatever reason, it contains impurities. So anything whatsoever that is not in good condition for us to sell to customer, and as a result, is going to constitute loss to us, we refer to them as spillage. So it can be in any form. It can be any of the product as well. Once that item is found not to be in good condition for sale, in which case it's going to be a waste, they were going to lose money. In that case, we need to record such spillage against the supplier and at the same time do appropriate things in our accounting. For example, what we're expecting is that for such things, there's supposed to be reduction in the store quantity by that amount, though we are not selling, because normal reduction in our store balance should always come as a result of when we distribute to the various bar. Why the reduction in the quantity we have in bar should come as a result of the sales that we have made. But in this case, these items are going off our stock, not because we are selling them, not because we are distributing to the bar, but simply because they have defects. There are problems with those items and we cannot sell. So they constitute a loss to us. So we need to register such in our record. So what the system do, that's what I want to demonstrate now. So let's check and see what our system will do anytime we do restoration of spillage. Now, before I go ahead, let me emphasize some of these things, and I want us to take note of them. Now, which items do you want to record the spillage? My assumption is that you know the group the item belongs to, which will have been defined somewhere. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm using People's Hotel and Suite, PHS, and I'm going to take just a supply of bottled water. So for the purpose of this, let me first reference this so that we can take note of them. And then when we finish registering as Spillage, we see the impact in our system. So I will go to product modification. Let me use modification so that we can see. I'm not actually going to modify the product, but there's something I want to check out there so that when we want to check the result, we check. Now, let's say in People's Hotel and Suite, for the purpose of demonstration, I have only 2 items, fresh fish pepper soup and small bottled water. So let me use bottled water as an example. So if I do this, we can see the attributes of the items we're trying to modify. It's not allowing for modification. Okay, let's keep that. Okay. Actually, that's a problem with that. But let's leave that. Let's come back to what I really wanted to do there is to show us the group of products the bottled water belongs to in our system. Then I also want to show us the supply of bottled water so that I can know the ID of the supplier. But those are things we need to check after recording our Spillage. We'll come back to that, but I know what they are. But let's come here and check inquiries on this. The first inquiry we're going to check is stock inquiry. We have store quantity, what we have in the store for now, for those 2 items in People's Hotel and Suite. I'm accessing that. So looking at my screen, I have fresh pepper soup, 199 is the quantity we have in stock. The unit price is 2,000. Then we have the bottled water, 169, and we have unit price as 200 naira. So note this down because we're going to use this to compare by the time we finish our demonstration. I'm going to use bottled water small. So just know the quantity. 469 is what we have in store for now, and the price is 200 each. Now, one other thing I want us to check is our consolidated ledger and see what we have presently in terms of value, that is money for that bottled water. So that one, get it under account inquiry. I'll check consolidated ledger. Looking at my screen for now, I want us to pay attention to this vendor all products group. Vendor all product groups, the total of 7,200 is there. What we're saying here is that the total amount we have for vendor in our system for now is 7,200, out of which vendor People's Hotel and Suite, which is one of those that supply items. In this case, this People's Hotel and Suite is one supplying the fresh fish pepper soup, that product you saw earlier. While this vendor, John Abuaje and Sons, is one supplying the bottled water. So the total amount we have recorded under this John Abuaje as a vendor is 5,200, and total amount recorded for People's Hotel and Suite is 2,000. So both of them together constitute 7,200 here we have for all product groups. And what do you mean by that? Now, let me scroll down and let's look at what I'm trying to talk about here. What amount match those 2 things? So if I go down, you can see here, spillage. We have spillage total of 7,200, and those spillage are by those 2 vendors I earlier highlighted up. 2,000 out of it is coming from restaurants, food, all types. This is the one supplied by People's Hotel and Suite. While water, all type, is 5,200. And this is one supplied by John Abuaje. So John Abuaje is what we want to check after recording our spillage. We want to see how much spillage contributed by John Abuaje, and also to test what total amount do we now have on potable water type, which is 5,002. So this is the type, the group of products that bottled water belongs to. Potable water, all types. It belongs to that group. So the spillage presently recorded in our system under People's Land Tool is we have 5,200 spillage recorded under water, then 2,000 recorded under restaurant food, all types. Remember, the unit price of restaurant food, all types, that is fresh fish or soup, is 2,000, meaning that we've gotten one plate that has a problem that we cannot sell. So, and that is where we have spillage of 2,000 recorded here. And in total spillage we have in our hotel is 7,200, 2,000 from the fresh fish or soup, 5,002 from potable water, all types. Now, having noted this, we can now go into our recording, and let's see what happens after we have recorded our spillage. Now, spillage recording is an item that we do under kitchen and restaurant, because that is where those items are supplied, and the person in charge of the store will be the one that will discover the spillage. Let me mention this again. We expect that the spillage will be identified or discovered from the store before distributing to the bar. Because our expectation is that you collect every item supply at the store level, in which case you might not be able to start opening one after the other, but at least can confirm the number of cartons. But in the process of distributing back to bar, different bars you have there, which we also call the sales point, where they will sell. If you discover at that point that we have spillage, then you can record it in the system before you distribute those items to the bar that will sell. We have not accommodated a situation where item has been to the bar, you now say you discover spillage there. No. The best you can do is to return the item back to the store so that the store will record the spillage. Spillage recording is done centrally just by the storekeeper. So now I'm going to here under kitchen and restaurant, expense and others, spillage register. So here is spillage register, and what do we enter there? We check for the list of items that we have in store, and these are the items: fresh pepper soup and S butter. Remember, we checked the quantity before now, and we know what we have for each one of them. But we're going to leave with bottled water. This bottled water, you can also see here, this is the supply ID, Johnny Bag. This person is the one that normally supplies bottled water, that's shown here. And then the group of the product is called restaurant water. So here, let's assume we have 2 bottles of the bottled water that has deficient, for whatever reason, either the bottle is empty or the bottle is half full, or we find impurities in it, or we find that it is leaking. So it is not good for sale. So 2 bottles, and then the system date is 7 June. System will default that date. It's not left for you to put the date you actually detect this error. But assume that it is the day you detect that you have created the system. So we'll put the default system date, as you can see on my screen. So at this stage, let us assume it is 7th June that it happened, and that's the date of our system, that's the day we are recording it. So who detected it? All the users you have in the system will come up and we select the ID of the person that detected the fault. Now, take note of this. This is the stock value. This is the sales value. We are saying this is the unit value of bottled water when it was supplied to us. This bottled water that I call bottled water small, but we normally sell each one 8,000 naira. So we have 2 different values here. Purpose of spillage is for us to account for our loss. This item we only pay 400. So we're going to use stock value to record in our spillage, meaning that 400 that we have paid for this bottle. Okay, in this case, it's not 400 per one, it's 200 per one, and there are 2 of them. That's why it's showing us 400. And we sell each one 500. So the sale value is 1,000. So at this stage, we are saying that we are going to incur a loss of 400 naira due to 2 bottles that we refer to as spillage, and those bottles are supplied by Johnny Buy, and they belong to group restaurant water. So if I save this, I assume is that the quantity in stock of this bottled water should reduce by 2, though we're not making sale, but it is a loss to us. Then the value of the stock for bottled water, what we have in value as the stock value, should also reduce by 400 naira because it's no more in stock. Then at the same time, we expect that whatever spillage has been recorded by this our supply ID should increase by 400, meaning that its loss based on the item supplied to us, what we're losing should increase by 400. So those are things we're going to check after this spillage register exercise. So once I click on save, system will save it, and for me to confirm that it's saved, it generates what we call process sequence number, which you can always use to trace this record in our system. Say, okay, this spillage process is completed. So let's see the impact. We just want to tell functionality of the system whether it's doing what's supposed to do and that it's doing it very well. I will now go back to our inquiry, which is still here. I will start from stock inquiry, current stock quantity. We're looking at the bottled water. The bottled water quantity has changed to 467. Initially, we have 469. So 2 bottles is out. We've not made sales, but it's out due to spillage. We are not touching this, so let's leave that. Now let's go to our accounting inquiry, consolidated ledger, and let's see the impact of what I've just done. Now, vendor or products from 7,200, that's increased 7,600 total. And that is as a result of John Abaje, which we call Johnny B, has recorded additional loss to us up to with the value of 400 naira, 2 bottles. That's the stock value, and that increases liability to us. What I can refer to as our loss by this supplier has increased to 5,600 from 5,200. Additional 400 has been recorded. Now, these are things we did not note before, but we can also look at it. Stock or products value has also reduced. It has gone back to 248,400. That's value of stock. And then this as a result of potable water type, which has also reduced to 50,400 from 50,800. And if you go down now to spillage register, what you have now as spillage has also gone up. As a result of potable water, spillage has gone up to 5,600. It used to be 5,200. So this is our expectation, and expectation has been met by the system. So the same thing applies to any product whatsoever. It will reflect on our general ledger where we can see value of items. It will also reflect as what we have as contributed to our spillage by whoever the vendor is. I hope this is clear enough. We'll meet again in the next dispensation after a short break. Thank you very much for your attention.